What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So I'm actually very excited for today's house because this is my first autumnal home of the year, my very first autumnal build, not my last one. I'll probably be doing some more because I've talked about this before, but the fall is definitely my favorite season of the year in real life as well as in The Sims because the colors are just so beautiful. I love the landscaping in the fall. I mean, a lot of bushes and stuff are a little bit dead looking, which is kind of sad, but the colors of the trees and everything is just so gorgeous. You can kind of already see it in the world around this lot. The trees are beautiful, the view is wonderful. I don't know, I just love it here. So I had so much fun building this house and I actually worked off of a reference photo that I found on Pinterest. I will try to remember to put it up on the screen so you can get a quick look at what I was looking at while building this. And I was just feeling very inspired by the overall shape of the house. I loved all the little bump outs and the roofing for the house, so that is what I tried to mimic, as well as the color scheme for the exterior. So I really went with that whole like orangey brown paneling for the exterior, or shingles or whatever you want to call it. And the bright white doors and windows and stuff, I really took that for inspiration and I tried to do that for this house as well. You'll see that a little bit later on. As of right now, I'm really just fiddling around with the shape of the house and you can really see it come together. I was feeling so inspired for this one that the whole shape and everything didn't take me long to figure out at all. I mean, obviously I had that image to work off of, but then still, when you're trying to build something in The Sims off of another sketch or a photo or what have you, you still really have to go ahead and try and make it your own because size proportion wise and stuff, it's never gonna work out perfectly. So there's always something that you're gonna have to adjust most of the time, at least for me. So that's what I did for this one as well. But I am very, very happy with how this one came together. And as you can see, we're building in the world of Copperdale. One thing I should probably note is that I built this before the latest patch came out. And in the latest patch, they actually fixed the lighting for this world, the harsh shadows and stuff. They adjusted the angle of the sun by a couple degrees, I believe is what it said in the patch notes. And that makes a huge difference because as you can see right now, the lighting and then mostly the shadows are very harsh in this world and it makes it a little bit difficult to see like what you're doing as you're building. So I'm sorry, I apologize that it's a little bit hard to see like what I'm doing for parts of this build. But yeah, I built this house before the patch came out and before we even knew that the shadows were going to be fixed at all, because we didn't actually know that until the patch actually came out. So yeah, I didn't know that at the time, though the backyard I actually furnished or finished when the patch had come out already. So you'll see a little bit of a difference in the lighting once we move on to the backyard, which isn't until the end of the video. But I'll obviously also show you the build in the actual game after the speed build portion, so then you'll get a good look at like the whole house, front, back, everything in the actual like better lighting. So that's always nice, so stick around for that if you're curious to see. But yeah, I'm just very, very happy with how this build came out overall. I think this lot, by default, there is the house for the principal and the principal's daughter and their family. I believe that's this one, but I'm not remembering. Like, I'm not exactly sure if I'm remembering that correctly, but it is a larger lot. It feels pretty like grand and the location is wonderful. I kicked the family out though, and I just built a family home and I did not have that specific family in mind. So if you want to keep that family in your save file, then this build might not be for you. You could, of course, always just plop it in your game and then see if it works out for that specific family. You might have to adjust the bedroom situation, but I feel like it could be a fit for them as well. However, I did not build it for the townie family. I did build it for a family though. So I was thinking 2 parents. The house in total has, I believe, oh gosh, 3 bedrooms, 1 master bedroom, and then, no, 4 bedrooms. It has 4 bedrooms total. Yeah. So 4 bedrooms on the 2nd floor, no bedrooms on the ground floor. I do love the floor plan for the ground floor. Actually, the floor plan for the whole house, but for some reason it came together super, super nicely. Like I said, I felt so inspired by the whole autumn vibe and just For this house in general, that whole image that I found on Pinterest really made me feel so inspired. So it didn't actually, well, I mean, it took me a while to build this thing. As you can see, this build is quite long because the house is pretty big, but I didn't really have any struggles, I don't think. The floor plan might have been a little bit of a struggle, but it came together quite naturally. Everything was just flowing together nicely, and that was a huge help too. So the floor plan for this house is a little bit more closed off because I was thinking of this house as an older home. It does have some modern aspects to it. It's probably been renovated over the years. Things have been added, but then other things had never been renovated before, you know, that sort of thing. So it's really just a mix and match between more modern, but also more traditional or outdated features, if that makes sense. And I feel like the house is just very homey, very cozy, very inviting, family friendly, if that makes sense. So yeah, the whole house is just, I don't know, this is my favorite I've done in a while, I think. But that might also have to do with the fact that I am most definitely obsessed with fall and everything fall. It's nearly 30 degrees outside today as I'm sitting here in my office, but I am just going to ignore that and I'm going to pretend that it's the fall. It is September, as you are probably aware. So I feel like September means autumn. So yeah, we can just try and make all our autumn dreams come true in The Sims. If it's still too hot outside, which is definitely the case for me. Sadly, I can't wait for the weather to start to cool down a little because I can't deal with the heat very well. I don't like it. AC isn't really a thing here where I live, and that sucks when it's hot like this, especially in an office. It's no fun. So I'm really hoping for some rain and some cooler weather later on, but for now I'm just gonna have to like stick it out, I think. I don't really know. It's not fun, but I'm just going to sit here and pretend that it's not 30 degrees Celsius and that it's actually autumn. But yeah, you can really see the landscaping for this house come together. The landscaping in the fall is a little bit sad looking in the sense that the plants, a lot of the like plants and shrubs and flowers are a little bit dead looking, which is a little bit sad. But then on the other hand, the colors for the trees and stuff are just absolutely gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. The fall colors are everything. It's right up my alley. I love it so much. So it feels still very cozy, even though a lot of the plants are kind of dead. I don't know, it still feels very cozy to me. And you can see that I created pathways with terrain paint and such. I have been noticing this glitch where your terrain paint gets deleted a lot of times lately, and it's really annoying. Thankfully, it did not happen for this house. I did learn my lesson the hard way with a different build. So I always put my builds on the gallery, like just privately, not online, if that makes sense, just in my own library after I do the terrain paint, because if I lose it, I'll be so sad. So yeah, it's just very annoying. It's happened to me before where I did a very, very detailed terrain paint, and then the next day it disappeared. It was gone. It got deleted, and that just really, really sucks. And it hurts my heart. So I don't want that to happen ever again. So that's a little bit of a tip for you if this happens to you. After you're done with your session, with your build session, after you did your terrain paint, just upload your build to the gallery offline, just to your own library so that it's there. So yeah, when you load back into the game like a couple days later and your terrain paint is gone, you have your backup build. And that's a pro tip. You guys probably already do this, but I still feel like I should mention it. Anyway, the family I furnished this house for, I didn't really have, well, I mean, I did have some details in mind, but mostly for the kids, not so much for the parents. And this always happens to me for some reason. I always feel a little bit more inspired for the kids than I do for the parents, which is very unfair, but that's just what happens, I guess. So I furnished this house for 2 parents, a teenager, 2 kids, and a baby that I was thinking is not here yet. So the baby is on their way, is what I was thinking. So the mom, I feel like, could be pregnant, maybe a little bit unexpectedly, is what I was thinking. So we have 2 parents. I was thinking a mom and a dad, but it could literally be anything. Obviously, it doesn't matter. But for their specific careers, I don't know what they would do. They don't have an office. They do have a family computer in the living room, but not so much an actual like office to get some work done or for one of the parents to work from home. So I feel like their jobs, they don't do them at home. So they have different types of jobs, but I honestly have no clue. But let me know if you feel inspired for like jobs for the parents, like careers for the parents throughout this build as you're watching it come together. Please let me know, because I'm still figuring it out, honestly. So yeah, 2 parents, and then we have, like I said, 2 kids. I was thinking they're twins and they're little boys and they love the outdoors. They're all about the outdoors. They're in the Scouts Club, whatever that is called. I'm totally spacing out on what that's called in the game, but I did give them that, the Scouts board in their bedroom. So I feel like they're all about the outdoors. They're all about the forest and animals and plants and everything. They love playing outside. I feel like they're very close. They're twins, but they're also just like best friends. They love playing outside together, like building huts in the forest, stuff like that, like building tree houses. That's what they're all about. They're basically outside all day long if the weather allows them to be outside all day long, basically. And I feel like they live in the right area for that because it is quite foresty out here. So there's a lot of areas for them to play and run around and build tree houses, stuff like that. So that is definitely what they love to do. They're very active in that sense. And then the twin brothers have an older sister. She's a teenager. And I feel like she is the opposite. She is a little bit of a indoorsy person. She loves to cozy up in her bedroom and be by herself, and she loves to read and write. So I thought that she could be a bookworm in the sense that she loves to read, but she also loves to write her own stories. So she's just a bookworm in that sense. And then Sims traits wise, I was thinking she could also be a loner, in the sense that she just really values her alone time. She obviously has friends and she likes to hang out with her friends, but I feel like she just has a small friend group, maybe like 1 or 2 friends that she hangs out with from time to time that she's also just like really close with, but that's it. For the rest, she like really values being by herself, reading, writing, spending time in her bedroom. I could really see her cozy up in her bedroom and like read, and just get lost in Harry Potter, for example. Like I can really relate to this person, which is why I'm mentioning Harry Potter. But I can really, really relate to this teenager. So I think I subconsciously kind of based her personality off of myself, which is quite funny. But I am basically just like that as well, where I just really enjoy my alone time. I'm kind of just a loner in that sense, and I love reading and I'm obsessed with Harry Potter. And I feel like that is all the things that, this teenager is obsessed with and enjoys to do as well. So that is what I was really thinking for her. And I love how her bedroom came together. I think that is my favorite room in this house. Also, like you can probably already tell, I was also thinking that this family would have a cat or maybe 2, because I did place this like larger cat tree. I always love it when I have the space for this cat tree, which doesn't always happen because it's huge and very bulky and I don't know, just really, really big. So I don't always have the space for it, but in this house, I did have the space for it. So I placed it so they could definitely have 2 cats. I think I only have 1 feeder, like 1 auto feeder in this build though, but that's fine. You can also add 1 more and that would totally work. But I totally talked over the entire living room. You could really see it come together. Like I said, it's not like crazy decorated for fall, but it's just more like the whole color scheme that is inspired by this season, as you can probably tell. And then we do have a little entryway for the house, but that's not what I was going to say. I wanted to say we do have this little hallway leading you from the living room into the kitchen. So this house is definitely a little bit more closed off, which is what I was going for, because I feel like this house is a little bit more older, maybe a little bit outdated, but still just very cozy and homey. So here you can see the kitchen come together, and I love the color scheme. I don't think I've ever combined these base game wall tiles with this Jungle Adventure tile floor. I don't think I've ever combined them together, but they look really, really, really cute. So we have a kitchen. The kitchen is quite spacious. We have a nice kitchen island as well. And I loved using this blue fridge. The blue fridge is, I think, from Cottage Living, and it just matches with the tiles on the wall so perfectly. And then I also picked some blue bar stools. I think those are actually from one of the kits, luxury loft or like industrial loft or something like that. I barely ever use those bar stools. They are very pretty, but they don't always go with my homes. But for this one, I feel like for some reason they go nicely, and I like the blue color of them and how it like ties everything together sort of. So that is what I decided to place in the living room and, or in the kitchen, I should say. So yeah, I really love the blue touches in here. And then for the rest, I just used base game counters and overhead cabinets. We also have this cozy little area by the window where I placed a tall cabinet, and then I put a little shelf next to it, and that's where I placed the trash can as well as the cat food bowl. And I feel like that turned out to be such a cozy little area. And then off of the kitchen, we have this awkward little area that I closed off. It's only 2 tiles, but that was actually perfect for the washer and dryer. So we have I would call it like a little laundry closet. It's not really a laundry room because it's literally only 2 tiles, and we have the washer and dryer and they're like stacked on top of each other, and then that's that. So it's more like a laundry closet, but I like the placement of it, and I just really like how it worked out for this house floor plan wise. So yeah, we have some laundry, and I feel like that just really looks quite realistic for this build as well. So I'm just overall very happy with this kitchen. It's a little bit mismatched here and there as well, which makes it feel realistic to me. And I definitely cluttered it up quite a bit. I obviously did leave some counter space empty so your Sims can actually cook, though I think it's only 1 counter. Yeah, it's only that 1 counter in the corner that I left free of decorations. But yeah, I mean, you could always just delete a little bit of the decorations if you want to do some cooking together, which I could totally see this family do as well. I feel like they're a very warm, inviting family that's really close. They really value their family time for some reason. I don't know. It's just the cozy vibes of this house that made me think of the family in that way, I think. But I could really see that. And then here you can see off of the kitchen, we have a formal dining room. It's, I think, only the only dining table in the house. Yeah. Because I was thinking of actually putting another dining table in the living room just as like an informal dining table, if that makes sense. But I decided against it because I really wanted to put like a computer desk and stuff in there as well. So I didn't do that. So we only have the formal dining room in here, which again makes it feel very closed off. And that is exactly what I was going for. And I went crazy with the fall colors in this room. As you can see, I used these, this table I think is from Cats and Dogs, and then I combined it with these chairs from Seasons in the orangey wood tone, which is so pretty in my opinion and just screams fall. I also hung up some, or I didn't hang them up, I just placed them there, the fall curtains from the Seasons pack with the little leaves on them. Obviously, if you want to play with this house in a different season, you could just swap out some of the swatches and I feel like it would still look very, very cute. But this dining room, I feel like is quite detailed. There is also a little bookcase in there. I just really wanted to try and make it feel as cozy as possible. So that is what I went with. And then here we have the one and only bathroom downstairs. I think it's a half bath. Yeah, I think it's only powder room. It's quite spacious for a powder room, but I kind of like that. So yeah, there's just a toilet and a sink and a little bit of counter space. And then here we have a little shelving unit and yeah, I just decorated it a little bit. I used the same tiles for the wallpaper in the bathrooms, but then a different tile for the flooring. I always like to do that for my builds where I try and tie the kitchen and the bathrooms together. Because I mean, in real life, that's not how it works, but I feel like in Sims builds, it's a little bit easier on the eyes because you're kind of like looking at the build from above, like in like helicopter view when you're playing. So it's nice to have a little bit of consistency in like the tiles on the floor and stuff, I feel like. So yeah, that's what I did for this house as well. I mean, I felt like mentioning it because I do it in pretty much every single build. So yeah, I felt like mentioning it. But here you can see we have moved on to the second floor and I'm getting started with the master bedroom. The master bedroom is definitely quite big. One thing I did for this build that I barely ever do is I used carpet for the bedrooms because like I said, to me that feels a little bit on the outdated side, which definitely is not the case for carpet in general, but I feel like the carpet that we have in The Sims could use an update. You know, we could use some more carpet, some more modern looking carpet. I don't know what modern looking carpet would actually look like, but I feel like the carpet that we have in the game is definitely a little bit outdated. Maybe just some new swatches would do the trick already. But yeah, for now, I'm just using this carpet because it gave me like an outdated vibe, and that's what I was going for. But then for the furniture in this master bedroom, you can see that it's quite updated. The bed is quite modern. The nightstands are quite modern. We have a nice dresser in here. And I used the dresser from Snowy Escape actually, which style-wise is definitely very random, but I feel like it still works in here. So we have the dresser from Seasons that matches the nightstands, but then for the wardrobe, I used that larger, like taller dresser or wardrobe thing from Snowy Escape that, like I said, looks a little bit random in here, but color scheme-wise, it went perfectly. So I just decided to use it anyway. And it makes the room feel a little bit less matchy-matchy, which is realistic in my opinion. So I created a nice seating area by the windows, and then they also have an ensuite that I don't think I recorded. I think I only recorded the larger hall bathroom for the second floor, if even that. I think I did though, but I'm not exactly remembering. And then after the master bedroom, I'm moving on to the landing. Usually I do the landing first, but for some reason I really wanted to furnish the parents' bedroom first, because I felt inspired with the whole like purple color scheme for it. So that's what I did. And then the landing is really nothing special. I just placed a dresser and some laundry stuff up here, which I felt like was very realistic for a house like this. I remember as a kid in our childhood home, we definitely did have some like laundry stuff on the landing, like 24/7. Baskets with folded laundry to put away, stuff like that. It was always just sitting there on the landing or in the landing area. So to me, that feels very family home, very realistic. And I also placed another cat tree on the landing because I thought that was cute as well. And then here we have the twins room. So this is a shared bedroom. And like I already explained, I thought these boys would be very outdoorsy. They're in the Scouts or part of the Scouts or however you want to put that. And so yeah, their bedroom is very green inspired, green and blue, and then just some different random colors to make it a little bit mismatched. And then as you can see, I manually placed with the tool mod those little pillows that came with a little camper's kit to personalize their beds a little bit, because I did use the exact same swatch for both of their beds. So I felt like maybe they had different pillows. So I just really wanted to make them look a little bit more personalized. So I placed those pillows with the tool mod. The beds still work, which is actually quite nice. The little pillow does clip with the Sims heads though, but I mean, that's okay. They're just sleeping in there. But you can always just delete them if you think that's annoying or ugly looking. I can totally understand. Just delete it and you're good to go. But in this bedroom, as you can see, I just placed a couple of toys around. They have a crafting table as well as a Blarfy. That Blarfy also came with a little camper's kit actually, and I think it's so cute. It's a little Bigfoot, and that was just perfect. Since these kids are very much obsessed with the woods and stuff like that, I felt like it was perfect. So they have a little toy box in here as well, and then like I said, the creativity table, and I also placed some school projects and things in here. So they definitely have a couple of toys, not the largest amount of toys. So if you want to place some extra, then you could probably do that. Maybe not in that room, but you could always put some toys like downstairs or in the backyard somewhere maybe. So that's definitely something you could do. But I felt like for the sake of the room and how it was furnished, the amount of toys I have in there was definitely enough. And then here you can see we're moving on to the teen's bedroom, and this is the teenager who, like I said, well, I mean, it's the only teenager in the house, but this teenager is a little bit more of a loner. They are definitely a bookworm. They value their cozy reading, alone time in their bedroom. They're in here a lot, just hanging out, just chilling, you know? So I felt like making this room very, very cozy. And I'm using this bed from Seasons that, once again, I barely ever use. And then especially in this swatch, because I think I talked about this in my previous speed build as well, where I did a teen's bedroom with the colors red, yellow, and orange, which aren't my favorite colors to work with, especially together. But I felt so inspired that I kind of wanted to do that for this room again. And also because, I mean, obviously orange, yellow, red, specific tones of those colors are very fall inspired if that makes any sense. I feel like I'm wording things weirdly today, but that's okay. I'm just feeling a little bit tired, so that's probably the problem here, but that's okay. But yeah, since those are definitely like fall colors, I decided to use them again for this room, and then I also added some splashes of dark green, the very deep dark green that came with the high school years pack. As you can see, I placed the little desk chair with the flowers, and then I also placed that little beanbag chair thingy in the corner in that same rich dark green color, which I really like. So this room definitely, once again, very, very autumn inspired. I also placed some candles and definitely a lot of books and just little knickknacks around. And then also this little book clutter item thingy from Werewolves. It looks very magical almost, and since I was thinking the sim would be very much into like magic and Harry Potter and fantasy, I felt like it was a cute little item to put on their desk as well. And then yeah, I just gave them a wardrobe and a mirror, obviously, and then also a laundry basket. And I just put heaps of posters around, and I also put a cute little rug in their room, the black one with the flowers and the plants on it. I felt like it was perfect. And then here we have the nursery. So I was definitely thinking that the baby isn't here yet, but the baby is on their way, and I really, really, really enjoyed decorating this nursery. I barely ever do nurseries anymore. I usually do toddlers' bedrooms because they're a lot more useful for gameplay. But today I really wanted to do a nursery, and it was mostly inspired by this dresser, and then especially this swatch of the dresser I thought was so cute and perfect for a nursery. And so I made it into a makeshift changing table with that little, what would you call it, little ottoman merged inside of it, if that makes sense. So that's what I did, and I feel like it turned out so cute. So I also placed these little shelving units on the wall above the dresser in the yellow swatch, and then just a whole heap of little toys and stuffed animals and things to like decorate the room a little. And obviously babies don't need toys yet, so I don't believe I put any toys in this room, but we'll have to wait and see. It's been a few days since I actually finished this house, so I'm not remembering everything 100%, but we'll see. I do remember that I placed this crib from the Werewolves pack, which I think is so cute. And I feel like it makes sense because they probably used this crib for their, maybe for their first kid as well, which is why it looks a little bit more worn and has some scratches and stuff in the paint. And since this baby or this pregnancy was so unexpected, I felt like it made sense. They didn't really want to buy a whole new crib. They just grabbed their old one that's already years old, and maybe they gave it a little bit of a paint job or something. I don't know. But I like that it looks a little bit more older and a little bit used. I feel like that is just really cute. And then I added some yellow touches here and there in the room as well. So it's very pink, white, gray, and yellow in there, which is a really cute color combo if you ask me. I really like it. And then here we have the upstairs hall bathroom. This one is definitely a little bit bigger, so I have the space for a separate tub and shower, which is nice. That doesn't always happen. Usually I make my bathrooms very small because, well, they don't need to be very big, and it's just easier to decorate them when they're smaller. But every once in a while, it's fun to have a bigger one. So this one's definitely a little bit on the more spacious side of things. So I have the space for a separate tub and shower, like I said. And then I just cluttered it up because this is definitely the bathroom that the kids share because the parents have an ensuite, so they use that. But then the 3 kids and then soon to be 4 kids will be sharing this bathroom. So I feel like that one definitely tends to get a little bit more on the messy side of things. But here you can see after the hall bath upstairs, we're moving on to the backyard, and this is the part where the lighting for this world has been fixed. So you can definitely tell that the shadows are a lot less harsh. It's a lot easier to see what you're doing, or in your case, what I'm doing in this for this build. So we have a little bit of a back porch. It's only small, but I did have the space to fit a 5-seater dining table up there, so that's what I did. I also added a grill, and then I placed a swing set from Seasons. I barely ever placed this swing set. I usually use the one from Solani, Island Living, because that one is wood and it looks a little bit more neutral and natural, whereas this one comes in heaps of very bright and a little bit obnoxious swatches, if you ask me. So that's why I don't always use it. It's fun, but it doesn't always go with my homes, and I feel like it's a little bit too loud color-wise, if that makes sense. But for this house, since this is a fall-inspired house, I felt like the red and yellow swatch for the swing set looked nice, and maybe it has something to do with the lighting or with the lighting for this specific season, but I felt like it looked nice. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this speed build, so let's jump right into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. You can definitely tell that the shadows and just the lighting overall has been fixed because it looks a lot softer now and you can see it a lot better, the house that is. Also, I have no clue why we have these random footprints. I was just taking screenshots of a build that I did in Solani, so that might have to do with it, but it's still very random. I don't know why they're there and I hope they go away. This is the exterior of the house. You can really see the whole like fall vibe. I love the color of the trees. It's just, the whole vibe is perfect to me and it makes me feel so cozy. So this is the front porch that I did decorate for the fall a little bit. I placed some pumpkins, but you can obviously delete them if you don't want them there. We also have a nice chess table, which I think is really cute. And then following this pathway or the one on the other side, either way, you walk right into the backyard. I did place some skill building items in here. So we have the woodworking bench over here. We also have the monkey jungle bars for the kids and then a whole bunch of planters as well as the flower arranging table. I also put the swing set and then a telescope because I thought that would be fun. And then on the back porch, we have a dining table, a grill, and an outdoor bin. But then when we go inside, we have this nice and spacious entryway. There is a full-on built-in coat closet in here and then just an end table with some decorations. And off of the entryway, we have the hall bath. The downstairs hall bathroom is only a powder room, and then I also placed a kitty litter box in there, so I did not forget to put one. And then through here we have the main living space. My sim is watching some TV, as you can see, but I love this living space. I feel like it's very, very cozy. The whole color scheme is autumn inspired, as you can probably tell, but yeah, I love this color scheme in general, just for all the seasons. So I feel like it's not that big of a deal. I did put some fall decorations on top of the fireplace, as you can see, but you can always just delete those. Yeah, this is the main living room. It's nice and cluttered, but not overly so. We have a nice bookcase over here and then a computer desk back here. So this is like the family computer, I was thinking, even though the teen has their own computer, but still. And then we have a big cat tree and just a lot of routing space, basically. Then through here, this is a tiny little hallway that leads you into the kitchen, but obviously I did decorate the hallway with the shelving unit and then a little ottoman on the other side. But then through here we have the kitchen. I love this space. I feel like it looks so lived in and cozy. I can totally see the Sims like baking things. Yeah, we have the blue fridge, which I feel like is a really fun statement, and just heaps of clutter and kitchen stuff in here. And then this counter over here in the corner is free of decorations. And then through here we have the quote unquote laundry room. It's more like a laundry closet, but it's still really cute and it fits this house perfectly. And then back here we have the one and only dining room. This might be my favorite room of the house. It's very autumn inspired. I love the lighting in here, especially this time of day. It's just gorgeous. It has some decorations in here and just a very cozy family dining room. Then on the second floor, we have the landing. This is nothing special. It just has some laundry clutter as well as a laundry basket up here and then a cat tree as well. Then over here on this side, we have the master suite, if you will. It's quite a large bedroom. It's actually a very large bedroom and it's very dark. I used a lot of purple and dark blue in here, which I feel like is a very beautiful color combination. So we have the bed over here and then a nice little seating area, like reading nook over here. They have their wardrobe and then an additional dresser with a whole bunch of little knickknacks over here on this side. And then this is their ensuite with a shower tub combo, as you can see, and then just your sink and your toilet, just everything you need in there. Then over here is the teen's bedroom, and this is definitely my favorite bedroom of the house. Maybe my favorite room overall. I don't know, I can't really pick. I like a lot of the rooms for this house, but this is for the bookworm teen. It's a cluttered, detailed bedroom with a whole heap of little posters and decorations on the wall. They have their reading nook. I can really just envision them sitting here reading their book, getting lost in some sort of fantasy world. I can just really envision it, and I feel like it's so cute. cute. They have their desk with their laptop over here where they sit down to like write their stories, also do their homework, of course. I loved using this little thingy in here. It matches with the shelves above the beanbag as well. They also have a scratching post for the cat in here, so I feel like they really enjoy hanging out with their cat. Like I said, this sim might be very much inspired by myself. And then over here we have the shared kids room. So these kids love to be outdoors, and I really try to reflect that in their bedroom as well. So they have their beds obviously, and then the scouting board or the scouts board, I never really know what to call that. And then basically the rest of the room is just play area. They have a whole bunch of toys around, and then their crafting table as well. And then here we have the nursery. I love the color scheme in here. It's so cutesy and bright and colorful, but not like obnoxious, still quite cute. So I turned this dresser into a changing table, as you can see, and then we just have some, I don't know, baby related clutter items in here. And then the crib over here on this side with this cute stuffed animal next to it and a little bookcase. A lot of the items in this room just feel very secondhand or DIY'd, and that's exactly what I was going for this bedroom. And then here we have the whole bathroom that's shared by the kids. So yeah, it feels a little bit more, I guess, cluttered, but that's also because it's a bigger room. They have their sink, their tub, their shower, their toilet, just everything you need in here. And I feel like even the bathroom is just very cozy. But that's it for this build. So this autumnal family home is up on the gallery. It comes in at just over 121,000 simoleons, so very expensive, but it is a detailed family home with lots of rooms, so it makes sense. I built it on a 30 by 30 lot in Copperdale, so if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's gonna do it for this build, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!